Hey, how's it going on, you lovely people at Shed Door Shutter, coming back to you with a brand new episode of All the Mods Tend to the Sky. And today, we are going to click this button and assemble a Tier 7 Energy Core from Draconic Evolution, which I should have all of the blocks in my inventory for this. I just went through the quest book and looked at all the amounts and everything, so I did not, have to do much research outside of the pack. But that's all down here, and I've went up to Tier 7 because Tier 8 requires Awakened Draconium blocks, and I do not have that many. But yeah, this is building this thing, and it is finished. So one thing I want to quickly, let me actually grab, because I guess I should have shown you a little bit of the GUI here, because I've never really messed with this. Now, of course, in the GUI, it shows you how to tier up, tier down. So if you want to tier, 1 to tier 8, whatever you want to do. Of course, I'm just doing this for tier 7, but we do not have stabilizers or the actual structure valid. So let's go ahead and place these blocks back down, and let's get the stabilizers here. So that is going to be just this right here. That'll turn into a circle. And the reason I'm putting these so far out is because whenever we want to do tier 8, we shouldn't have to move these guys, which I don't really think we should have to move them anyway, but we're just going to go with it. Why did that not form? Oh, there we go. Should be able to click activate there. Perfect. So tier 8, and you can actually change the colors of this, by the way. That's a pretty nifty thing in here. So I was actually messing with colors. Look at all this. It's like fanciness, huh? Just bring this all the way down. You could do like nice red. Actually, didn't even know you could do all that, which is pretty cool. All right, then down here, I'm actually going to lower these by 1. A little close to the core here. We are going to go ahead and place our energy pylons. Place both sets here. Place glass on top. And for this, we're going to right-click the orb. So this will be our input. And I don't know the range at which these can be away. So like here, this will be the output. So this would be like our energy cell. Or ender cell, my bad. So ender cell. I think I can just place that right there, right? I don't know. We'll see. And then for energy input, we would want to basically take from down here, which is why I'm kind of wondering, can I move this? I don't know what the range of this is. Okay, so that does connect. And I want to change this to input. And then I'm going to cut the input into the induction matrix. So do that. And do that. And then I probably want to do some of that. And we're just going to wrench these away. And then I don't know what I would want to do for these, so I'm just going to enable these again. Okay, so it's all on this bottom side here. Okay. And then we are gaining quite a bit of power. And are we outputting power? That's the next question. We are outputting power. Okay, let's go back over here. Let's scram this. It's nighttime again? How does that... I guess the chunk loading is not working. Which is not cool. Because the chunk loading should be working for this thing. I'm not sure. I think it's a chunk loading issue. Also, I added a rain sensor over here because the daylight detector didn't detect during rain. So I did add that, but I'm not sure why we're not doing that. We are definitely chunk loaded. Okay, well, I'll keep an eye on that. But that backs up our polonium production quite a bit when that doesn't work. I mean, the system works. I just don't know what's causing it to not function sometimes. It's the second time it's kind of broke, but hopefully the rain sensor from Draconic Evolution fixes it. I am letting the induction matrix get a lot of its energy drained out by using the energy pylons and all that fun stuff for the piece here, but of course we are actually getting close to getting this full. We're over half at this point, which is pretty cool. Not great, but pretty cool, I guess, because, I mean, this thing, I don't actually know how much this technically is. 4.3 TFE. Is that the Terra? Is that this? Because this may not be enough. This may actually be less than that thing, which I actually didn't even think was the case. But it might be the case because we're at 1 and we're halfway there. And this thing still has 4.3 remaining. And yeah, that's insane. And to improve this, by the way, I'd have to go make a lithium production, which I really didn't want to do. I was hoping we could just get away with this. It's either that or we look at the tier 8, which tier 8 is... So tier 8 is this, 378 Awakened Draconium Blocks, 786 Draconium Blocks, and this will... It actually doesn't... It says stores near infinite. So that might be the next option, unless we want to go for lithium. But I think if we wanted to do that, Awakened, how much did we need? 378. So 378 minus 30. We would need 31 dragon hearts. And the only way to really get those, I think, in this case, is go kill the dragon. Yeah, there's no other way to obtain these. So I'd have to go kill 31 more dragons before getting anywhere. Actually, I see this. What is that? Creative capacitor? Creative power source? There is this, which we do have the ability to make tier 6 farmland. And we have the ability to make this. We would just have to get into infusion crafting. That's not terrible. That is an option. Because I really think we're going to hit that capacity here. So let's go back home. And look at mystical agriculture. Infusion pedestal. And altar. Let's go for like 64, the red dye. So I believe I need 8 of these. And then 1 of these. And a button. There we go. We've got the button. And then Awakened Draconium, Insanium, and Prosperity. And we're going to go for like 8 of these guys. Essence. That should work. And then Awakened. That should be more than enough. All right. Let's go. And I guess actually I do need to grab a handful of these, right? So if we're making 8 of these, we need 8 of these. All right. So there is 8 Awakened Draconium Cruxes. And now we should just be able to go set this up somewhere. Which I think for right now, we'll just set it up over here. I don't really plan on using this that much, so it's going to be down here out of the way. Nope, that's not what I meant to place. There we go. And then 1, 2... I don't actually know if these are, like, shaped recipes. So we're just going to go for this. Okay, so they are not shaped recipes. You just put them in whatever order. And then we can grab, like, hoppers. And we could just toss in the rest of this stuff. And then we could toss in the seeds. And I'll be back when I get all 8 of these. Alright, I think I'm doing this right. I actually don't know if lily pads of fertility will work for this. So I've just went ahead and I've placed them there anyway. Awakened Draconium Cruxes, I have 8 around here, so the center is missing. And of course the center is water in this case. And we're going to place these guys. And I don't know if there's a way to really speed this up any further. There might be. And that might be by putting lily pads around this. So just like so. Build a little trough. So if I do something like this, and then I can just do lily pads, and this may make this much quicker, or a little bit quicker, whichever one works, honestly. And then I actually probably want to knock this one out and do a harvester. And grab an aldermanium hoe. Put that in here, do that. And what's the recipe for this? So that is 1 to 3. So the smaller pieces, and then that becomes, of course, the Awakened Draconium when you're actually done with it. So, sophisticated. Let's grab a netherite barrel. And then let's also grab a compacting upgrade. Can I convert this across to the other version? I can. And I just want to allow this. Works in GUI. Compact. Yeah, compact anything. And then that way, that'll auto-craft for us, basically, which is fine. And then over time, we will get more and more Awakened Draconium out of this. And of course, the nuggets will then become ingots. And the ingots technically could become blocks, but I think I'm just going to leave them as ingots for now. And then I can just grab an ender chest. And we can do pipes. And I want to make sure that we do pipes with this and this, and not the other stuff. So we will get rid of that one and that one, and we'll put these back in here. So the other thing I saw is that you could use these seeds in the botany pot to actually get more seeds, which I don't know how accurate that is, because there's no actual like drop table. So that might be something else we can try. I might try that off camera just to see what our results are, but that should work. And then I'm going to grab back home the simple compacting drawer. Simple compacting. Actually, no, we just want the full compacting, don't we? May as well. So compacting, can I actually do that with these? I can. Perfect. Just check before we get over here. And we'll just throw this guy up here. Let's clear that off of frequencies. And then that should be golden for our Awakened Draconium. So we do need one more drawer for the fertilizer, which I did forget about. We'll just toss it right here. That's fine. We probably won't use this stuff. I don't think there's really any other use. Mystical fertilizer. I guess you could get the watering can. Disabled for fake player. Oh, that's diabolical, man. Okay. Anyway, that is good. Add that. Lock that. And I should also probably grab a void upgrade for this one specifically. So I won't need too much of that. And then I'm just going to throw 2 netherite upgrades on there. And that will net us something. And I may work on just getting more of the seeds for the mystical agriculture stuff. Probably not too bad of an idea, but I wanted to try 8 just for now and see where that kind of leads us. I don't have really any other way to do watering. I guess I have this, right? Which I don't even know if this actually affects this stuff. Looks like it might. But each one of these seeds is what? You've got 3 Awakened Draconium blocks in here per Awakened Draconium Crux and a Dragon Heart. So you really need to have a profit off of this before you kind of make more, in my opinion, because I don't want to waste all of my Awakened Draconium right now. All right, real quick, we're going to automate the Ender Dragon. This is going to give us more Dragon Hearts, and we won't have to kill him manually. And so to do this, we're just going to get right into this. So the height we want to be at is about 126, 127. So where this block is right here is where I'm going to actually place a stasis chamber. And just do that. And we're going to immediately power this thing. We don't really need to worry about just not powering it. And then add-ons, we'll throw those guys in there. And then from here, we're going to grab some cobblestone. And we're going to go about 10 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to take out the rest of that. And on this block, we're actually going to place a mob detector. So we're basically going 11 blocks. There we go. And we can check, throw this in here, throw a tier 8 add-on. And you can see that we're a decent distance away, which is exactly what we want to see. We don't want this too close just in case the dragon does escape. And then place a block here, place our next mob detector there. So that will cover us on 2 different levels. So throw the add-on in there. And of course, we can throw our other add-ons in there as well, just in case. And that'll cover 2 different block spaces. Perfect. All right. So with these, then we're going to go and put some cobblestone behind them. Grab 2 repeaters. 1 here, 1 here. Grab redstone here, block here, redstone there, torch there. A little bit more platform. I think that's good. All right. And then timer, we're going to stand where the redstone torch is, look towards the front of this block, place that down, and we're going to do 2,000. Pause while redstone is active, redstone dust, a pulse extender from create, hold right click on this, change this to 5 seconds, and then a redstone link at the front here. We don't need to set frequency because we're in the end without any other frequencies nearby. And we're going to shift right click on this on the stasis chamber to then allow for that to be the receiver. So transmitter, receiver, and this then needs to also be set to run without any redstone signal. Okay, so run with no redstone signal. So basically right now we have activated the timer to actually then tick down, push a pulse out. The pulse is then extended for 5 seconds, which then turns that off temporarily to allow for the Ender Dragon to die. Because, of course, if he's in a stasis chamber and he dies, it will do nothing. it'll just wait until you turn off the stasis chamber. Okay, there it goes. It's a long time to wait, but you can see redstone signal's active. That redstone signal was active, and now it's back off. So that would mean the timer's going to run again. So that is perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. Yeah, I mean, that's basically the system. We just have to do the automatic spawning now. So the automatic spawning is not too difficult, but I first want to mention we will have fake players. So we need to go into our team settings, go into settings, and then we are going to, I think, allow fake players by player ID. I don't want that. I want all fake players to be allowed. Okay? So that will allow for our player interfaces, or player simulators, whatever they're called, player simulators, these things right here, to function in the chunk loaded area and or claimed area that you may have. So let's place down 4 cobblestone blocks where we would place the end crystals, and then place our player simulators, and then our player simulators need logic cable. And of course we could quickly run this. We just need to know where the chest is going to be. So let's grab the chest. Oak gold chest works here. I don't really need 10 of them, but I guess I'll take them. And we can then do an item interface on the back of this. Logic cable, go up. And then now we just need to, however you really feel like doing it, run a circle with logic cables to connect all 4 of these together. And I will try and make the least chaotic solution and just do it that way. Perfect. Now, I believe with this, there's a couple ways you can do the actual filtering of this. And one of those ways, if you know you're only going to have end crystals in here to summon the Ender Dragon, you could just kind of allow this to be smart in and of itself. So I think click empty is probably what we want. And we don't really need anything in here. Right? So now if I go and toss this in here, you should see this work, I do believe. It's either click, empty, or click. There it goes. Okay, so click is it. So we just need to have a variable card, drop it in here. We don't need to change any other settings, it appears. And I couldn't remember if we needed to change any anyway, so that's a good thing. And then now if we do 3 of these guys, we should see them slowly get active. And then up here, you should see this laser beam go directly above the stasis chamber here. So this is where the guy's going to spawn. And we can stand out of the way here. And we will watch this happen. And hopefully I did this correctly. That's the next fun part. And also having tier 5 upgrades here means that this is going to go significantly quicker than anything else, right? So if you time how long this takes, which there he is. So I would say he's probably dead by now. And actually we can confirm this by... Oh, nope, I can't confirm it. His health bar's not there on mine. But yes, most likely he's dead at this point. So the 2000 time now is going off, right? So when this completes, which I think we can lower this as we do some experiments. When that 2000 tick delay goes off, it'll shut the stasis chamber off. This guy will then die, drop the dragon heart, drop all of his dragon scales, drop anything else that he may drop in this pack. And that is beautiful. And it does not matter about the crystals, by the way. Once he's dead, he can never heal. That is something else. So the stasis chamber acts a little funny, but it works pretty well. I'm going to definitely decrease this to like 1,000. Which it won't do until the next iteration, by the way. So once the first 2,000's done, then it'll set back to 1,000. Just so you're aware. So there you go. There's all of his stuff. Oh. Did that not last long enough? That should have lasted long enough. Let's go up to 6 seconds. Oh, we've still got signal. Okay, let me let this clear real quick, and I'll be right back. Usually it should clear, but it did not this time, so that's strange. Okay. There it goes. Yeah, see? So we may just need to make sure that we do like 8 seconds. Usually it is 5 or 6 seconds. So kind of threw me off whenever that didn't work. But yeah, so he needs to go through the dying animation, which will get rid of his health bar and all that fun stuff. And then what you can do, once you have all of this completed, is you can go and say, hey, I want 64 End crystals. I'm going to throw 64 End crystals in there. And this is going to go off to the races. And technically, you could tie this to your AE2 system, right? You could do a crafting system where you do blocking mode. So you have, hey, send in 4 End crystals. You'll get 4 End crystals and you get a dragon heart, right? And that's most likely how I'm going to do it. But this is a very, very semi-automatic. You throw the End crystals in here and you just kind of let it work. Also, the dragon eggs, by the way, they do build up and he will just destroy them. So there's no need to worry about them. He will just take them out, which is pretty funny. Which is pretty good, right? That's just the automatic feature we don't have to worry about. I think, yeah, there it goes. Okay. I think it's about done. Oh, he didn't die? Are you kidding me? There's no way. Okay. Well, I didn't break anything, so that's good. Okay, so let's increase this back to 2,000. Before it goes off. He should have been dead. There's no way that he survived that. That's insane. Okay. Oh, and I didn't realize the Crusher is actually 1 block above this. Which shouldn't affect anything, but I was just kind of blown away he didn't die from that. So, we will leave it at 2,000. It does not kill as quick as I thought. 2,000 looks like it's a good number. I think he's bugged out. All right, let me be right back. All right, I don't know what that was about, but I'm just going to watch another couple here. He just slowly faded. I don't know what happened. That was really weird. He finally did the animation. So now we're just waiting for this to run, and I'm just going to watch it for a little bit and hope that everything is golden. All right, but with that, we're going to wrap this one up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.